Okay, guys, let me know how this one is going, and I'm going to just get everything loaded up here. Let's see if this works. Perfect. Oh, good, good, good. Okay, so this is better. Perfect. Okay, so let me just update some of this. Looks and sounds better. Good. How weird. Okay, because now I'm doing it through streaming software and not directly through YouTube. So anyways, hello again. Okay, thanks for working through with me on that. So let me just kind of rewind a little bit. For those of you who are new to this case, or for those of you who've been following, we're going to be talking about the updates that just came out moments ago in this search for Suzanne Morphew, who is a 49-year-old woman who went missing on May 10th. Just a couple of months ago on Mother's Day after a solo bike ride near her home in Colorado. I will post a link to the previous video where I discussed this case because there has been a lot of context that has gone on in the last couple months as the search for her has been taking place and a lot of eyes on her husband, Barry. And here's what we know has come out of this search now today. Over the weekend, some of the items that were discovered that we're still waiting on particular details for, there were a couple invoices found of Barry's for trees, which could be just for his landscaping job or could be to plant over something. We don't know. But here's the bombshell that just was released. And I'm going to reference the exact news article as I read it to you. And this happened around 12:30 this afternoon. And the possible scent of human remains has been discovered in the search for Suzanne Morphew. The discovery was made by search dogs and is on land that is owned by Morphew's husband, Barry. And that land is located about 20 minutes from where they live together with their daughters. According to Suzanne's brother, Andy, who has organized this search effort and really spearheaded this, the FBI has now been called in to take over the search area. He came from his home in Indiana with a group of searchers to look for clues in his sister's disappearance in a 6-day volunteer search effort that just began a few days ago. And as I mentioned, they have found a couple of different pieces of evidence through the weekend, including that invoice for the trees, partial tarp. They found a pink glove. There has been little bits and pieces, but nothing that was necessarily extremely eye-opening or pointed to a big piece of significant evidence until this afternoon when they discovered that. Now, there was talk that they had that a set of dogs had first discovered this scent earlier in the search, but that the authorities were waiting for the proper search warrants and documents to be able to search this area because, again, it's Barry's land. And there have also been a lot of reports that not only has Barry not participated in any of these searches, but that during the searches, he was setting up trail cams and guarding his property with what I believe was a shotgun. That was reported. And now they have different cadaver dogs in there doing the searches, and the handler said they did get another hit on that scent that appears to be human remains on his property. So now the FBI is taking over the search. They're going to dig up the remains that were found by the dogs and where that scent was and see what they can uncover and if it is, in fact, Suzanne, which I know we're all hoping that it is not. But I mean, I guess, to be blunt, I mean, hopefully, of course, it's not Suzanne. We want her safe return, but at least this way, if it is Suzanne's remains and if her brother did, in fact, this search effort that he spearheaded, if he did, in fact, find her, what his goal all along that he has been publicly saying is that he wants to bring her home and give her the proper burial so that the whole family can have closure and peace. And if this is, again, in fact, if these remains do, in fact, belong to Suzanne, then we are going to become a lot closer as to what actually happened. I think it's fair to believe that Barry would have some sort of involvement if these remains were found on Barry's property, because that is where they are right now. The scent is on his property, 20 minutes away from the family home. So at least then too, we'll be one step closer to knowing what happened, who was involved, and what really took place. Let me see if, I know the mic is high. I need to figure out and tweak all of my stuff. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let me go back to this article because I think that a lot of this is interesting and a little bit telling to Barry's behavior because, and again, I'll link my previous video that also has a few explanations as to that. But Suzanne's brother said that Barry has refused to participate in the search. However, he did allow Andy access to the grounds of the $1.5 million home on Sunday, which is the home that he shared with Suzanne. He had also revealed that he was told by FBI investigators, which I reported in my previous video, that the Morphew family home reeked of chlorine when it was initially searched by police following the days after Suzanne vanished. And if you had heard the previous reports as well from Jeff and Morgan, who were Barry's colleagues, the hotel that they went to outside of town 3 hours away on that job site they were called to by Barry, also the day of and possibly leading up to Suzanne's disappearance, the hotel room also smelled of chlorine. So there are a lot of different pieces of information right now that really just aren't looking too good for Barry, especially now being that they are searching his property and have identified the scent, or it's the scent of human remains, and they're trying to rule that out. Let me go ahead and look here in the chat to see what you guys are asking and if there are any questions. At this point, the family needs some closure. I couldn't agree more. I think it's been very unfortunate and very sad because any of these kinds of cases where you have to look at the inside of the family, and especially with two daughters and them now losing a mother, but the possibility of also losing a father and because of his involvement, it's a very sad situation all the way around. But like you're saying, at least at this point, the family will have that closure and they will be able to put her to rest and they will be able to have some peace. But again, nothing has been confirmed at this moment. The FBI has now taken over and they are searching that area where that scent was identified. Let me go back here. Hi, Nikki. Welcome to being a new member of the 10 to Life community. So, will they have enough evidence if the body is found? I'm not sure because it'll depend on how decomposed the body is. It'll depend on the state in which she was potentially killed. There's going to be a lot of different variables that come into play here. But I think what we need to look at is, as a whole, everything that really has come to light in the last few days and transpired, because we know after she first went missing, Barry was very adamant about pushing this story that she was attacked by a mountain lion or a bobcat or whatever he called it, and that she was this mountain lion and then she rode her bike over the mountain and over the cliff in this big grandiose story. And now things are telling a little bit different of a picture. We're hearing that no, the hotel room he checked out of from the night before she went missing and the morning that she actually didn't go missing was reeking of chlorine. And there were some inconsistencies in his story with that. Sorry, my dog's barking, going crazy. We're also hearing that they found invoices for trees that he purchased, which again, if you are trying to cover up a site, do you possibly plant trees to cover up the unearthed ground? There's a lot of different things that are going into play that the investigators are trying to weed out and figure out what's true evidence that they can carry with them and what's false. But what we do know that is that as of just a couple of hours ago, they did identify the scent of human remains. FBI are searching that now, and that is on Barry's property, 20 minutes from where the couple lived with their two daughters. The kids are both older. They have a high school daughter and a college daughter, I believe, Mallory and Macy. And I don't believe they've publicly spoken out yet, at least not to my knowledge, as of right now with the newest revelations that have come to light. So we'll see right now where I'm waiting to hear. I'll let you know when there's another update, but I wanted to let you know what's happening as of now. Again, they have not confirmed that it is in fact at this moment. They have not dug up these remains to identify if they are Suzanne's or if they are in fact humans, although the scent has been confirmed to be human remains found by these cadaver dogs. So the FBI is there now, and they are doing all of their due diligence and research and unearthing everything from where this spot and location was identified. And I'm sure we will know more soon, whether that comes with a warrant for an arrest, whether that comes with more evidence that is unearthed and dug up. We saw a very similar situation in the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell case as well, when they did that search warrant on Chad Daybell's property and they unearthed the human remains, and shortly after he was taken into custody. And we know that he isn't being charged with their murder, but that he was charged with tampering and concealment of evidence and human remains. And so that could even be something that we see if Barry isn't directly tied to the murder itself or the abduction or the kidnapping or whatever it may have been that transpired. Maybe he will be charged in the very least with the concealment of evidence, because again, it's on his property, but we will see. So stay tuned. I will hopefully have some updates for you guys in the near future, but I wanted to get that to you now since that is the newest update that has just been released. So this is a very short but sweet video. I know mine are a little bit longer, but at least this one's keeping it a little bit more concise and a little tighter. So if you guys have any feedback or any questions, please let me know. Let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. What do you make of all of this? Does this prove his guilt? Does this prove somebody was framing him? What does this mean to you? I'm curious. To me, if the body is found on his property, I think that's a little indicative that there is some sort of involvement on his end. But again, don't want to jump the gun on that, because I am learning that I need to just step back and not put all of my opinions out there and not share my views. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And don't forget, if you want to stay updated with this case, hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified of my live streams or any new videos that I post pertaining to this case. Thanks so much for your support today, guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a safe rest of your Monday and a great week.